There's a moment in every trader's journey that doesn't get talked about enough. It's not the first big win. It's not the first withdrawal. It's not even the first time you string together a few green weeks. It's quieter than that. It's the moment when trading stops feeling like something you're trying to conquer and starts feeling like something you're learning to respect. Most people think professionalism in trading looks like certainty, like confidence without hesitation, like always knowing what's coming next. But in reality, the more professional you become, the more comfortable you get with not knowing. The need to predict fades. The urge to prove yourself disappears. And what replaces it is something far more valuable. Composure. One of the first signs you're finally trading like a professional is that you stop reacting to the market and start responding to it. Early on, every move feels urgent. Every candle feels important. You see price move and your body tenses up. You feel like if you don't act now, you'll miss something. But professionals don't operate from urgency. They operate from readiness. They understand that the market will still be there tomorrow, next week, next month. So instead of chasing movement, they wait for alignment. And that waiting doesn't feel painful anymore. It feels natural. Another shift happens in how you experience wins and losses. When you're inexperienced, wins feel euphoric and losses feel devastating. Your mood swings with your P&L. A green day makes you confident. A red day makes you question everything. But professionalism flattens that emotional curve. You still care, but you don't attach your identity to outcomes. A win is just execution. A loss is just cost. Neither one defines you. When that emotional neutrality shows up, it's not because you've become numb. It's because you've become grounded. You also start noticing that your relationship with risk changes completely. Early traders think in terms of profit. How much can I make? How fast can I grow this account? Professionals think in terms of exposure. How much am I willing to lose if I'm wrong? How much uncertainty am I carrying? Risk stops being something you tolerate and becomes something you manage deliberately. You don't hope trades work out anymore. You structure them so that if they don't, the damage is controlled. That mindset shift alone is often what separates amateurs from professionals. At some point, you realize you're no longer trying to outsmart the market. You're trying to survive it. That might sound pessimistic, but it's actually freeing. Survival means longevity. Longevity means compounding. Professionals understand that staying in the game is the real edge. They don't need to win big today. They need to still be trading next year with clarity and confidence. When that becomes your priority, everything else starts to fall into place. Another sign of professional trading is how quiet your decision-making becomes. There's less internal debate, less second-guessing, less emotional bargaining. You see your setup, you assess the context, you measure risk, and you either take the trade or you don't. There's no drama in either choice. That calm decisiveness doesn't come from arrogance. It comes from preparation, from having done the work enough times that you trust yourself to act without overthinking. You also stop consuming information the way you used to. In the beginning, you're desperate for answers. You watch every video, you read every opinion, you jump from strategy to strategy, thinking the next insight will finally fix everything. But as you mature, that hunger fades. You realize that most information doesn't improve your trading. It distracts you from it. Professionals are selective. They filter aggressively. They protect their mental space because they understand that clarity is fragile and noise is expensive. There's also a noticeable shift in how you handle streaks. Winning streaks don't make you reckless anymore. Losing streaks don't make you desperate. You don't change your behavior dramatically based on short-term results. You stay consistent. You understand variance. You know that randomness exists even within a solid edge. That acceptance prevents emotional overreaction and keeps you stable when others spiral. One of the most telling signs you're trading like a professional is that you become harder to influence. Other people's opinions don't shake you. Headlines don't pull you into impulsive trades. Social media hype doesn't affect your plan. You're not immune to information. You're just not controlled by it. You've built your own framework, and you trust it enough to stand alone. That independence is rare, and it's powerful. You also stop trying to look like a trader and start acting like one. You don't care about posting results. You don't need validation. You don't trade to impress anyone. Your satisfaction comes from discipline, not applause. You know that the market doesn't reward ego. It punishes it. So you keep your head down and let consistency speak for itself. Another quiet shift is how trading fits into your life. It no longer consumes you. You don't obsess over charts all day. You don't sacrifice sleep or health to catch moves. You understand that performance is tied to well-being, not burnout. That professionals build routines that support longevity, not burnout. They know that a clear mind is a trading asset. When you start protecting your energy as carefully as your capital, you're thinking like a pro. Eventually, you realize that trading has become less exciting, and that's a good thing. The thrill fades. The adrenaline disappears. What's left is focus, patience, and execution. Boring, consistent behavior produces extraordinary results over time. Professionals embrace that boredom because they understand what it represents: control. And then there's the final sign, the hardest one to articulate. You stop needing the market to prove anything to you. You don't need it to validate your intelligence. You don't need it to fix your financial situation overnight. You don't need it to give your life meaning. Trading becomes a craft, a practice, something you approach with respect instead of expectation. When that happens, you're no longer fighting the market. You're working with it. If you're experiencing these shifts, even partially, you're further along than you might realize. Professional trading isn't a destination you arrive at one day. It's an identity you slowly grow into. And once that identity starts forming, profitability tends to follow. Not because you're forcing it, but because you've finally become the kind of person who can handle it.